Tim, are you sure you have the guts to do this interview with me?
Absolutely. I guess you hyped it up too much and my phone wasn't ready for it.
Yeah,
so.
It blew up. And I did want to add to my little introduction. You realize you made a fool of me against the Detroit Lions, right?
Well, I'm sorry about that. That was a tough day for all of us.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I have taken a beating on this show. Jay Crawford and Jamel Hill have often laughed at me for calling you a force of competitive nature. So explain to me, Tim Tebow, what the heck gets into you during fourth quarter late game drives? I mean, do you go into some other zone? Do you go into some spiritual realm that we're not familiar with?
Well, no, I don't go into anything like that. I love playing the game. I've been very competitive since I was a little boy, and in college, Coach Meyer would always talk about at the end of games you have to have competitive greatness, and you have to trust those teammates around you and your coaches, and I think that's what we've been doing, as we've been trusting the people around us in every game. Someone different steps up and makes a competitive excellence play, and we've been able to find different ways to win, but I think, more than anything, it's just going out there and having fun and loving the game and considering myself blessed to go out there and play it every single Sunday.
Okay, but Tim, what's going through your head in those moments? Is the game speeding up or slowing down? Are you not thinking about anything, or are you fully aware of what's going on?
Well, I think the mindset is just to do whatever it takes. However you have to put your body on the line, whatever you have to do, just try to find a way to get in the end zone and help your team. And I think if you care about the people around you, if you care about what you're doing, if you have passion for the game and you really love it, you're going to go out there and you're going to give everything you have. And at the end of games, you're going to lay it on the line, and that's what I try to do.
Why doesn't that happen more in the first quarter instead of just in the fourth quarter?
Well, I guess I just have to improve a little bit, and that's why we go to work every single day, so we can get a little bit better, and that's what we're doing today.
Do you think you're best utilized in the offense that they're having you play in right now?
Well, I think I'm very blessed to play with a bunch of great coaches and a bunch of great teammates, and they always work to our strengths and try to every week figure out how we can attack the defense most effectively and what the weaknesses are. So, I think we show a defense a lot of different looks, and I think that keeps defenses off balance. And so, I think our coaching staff is doing a great job.
Do you enjoy that hurry-up shotgun more than being under center?
I want to do whatever works. Whatever we feel is going to get the job done, is going to move the chains and get us into the end zone. I honestly don't care what it is, because it's not about how it looks. It's not about the plays you run. It's about, at the end of the day, trying to find a way to get in the end zone and win games. So it doesn't matter whether we're running the dive, the option, play action passes, or quick games. However we feel we can attack the defense, that's what I'm going to give my heart and soul to doing.
Okay, no matter how you perform, 7 touchdowns to 1 interception, you've won 4 games with 0 turnovers in those 4 games. Tim, all that ever happens is I come in on Monday morning, or in the last case Friday morning, and people sit across me and say, but he can't pass. So I want to know, how does Tim Tebow rate himself as a passer? Are you lousy, are you adequate, or are you underrated?
Well, what I learned very on at my time at Florida, Mr. Bayless, is that...
Don't just call me Skip, please. I'm not that much older than you.
Is that you can't worry about what everybody else says, because when it was in my years old, and when I was 7, they told me that I needed to play running back and linebacker, and I fought to play quarterback then, and when I got to high school, I played tight end and linebacker, and then I had to fight to be a quarterback. When I got to Florida, well, I'll be a single-wing quarterback, but you can't do more than that. And so it's always been a struggle, and there's always been obstacles, and there's always been adversity, and there's always going to be the naysayers. And for me, I just keep my faith and keep trusting the Lord that He has a plan for me, and keep working as hard as I can every single day. And what I focus on is my attitude, my focus, and going out there and being a great teammate every single day. And that's it. And I try not to worry about what everybody else says and what all y'all say on First and Take. although I know y'all do a great job, that's not my priority, is to listen to what other people say. I try to find a way to be a great teammate every day and get a little bit better, and that's my focus.
But you care about what I say, right?
Not all the time.
Oh, one of those deals. You pick and choose. Okay, what's the number one attribute that makes a quarterback successful?
I think the number one attribute is being a leader, and that's to find a way to get players to play around you, find a way to try to get wins. And I think the second biggest attribute is decision making, and that's getting an offense in and out of good plays. That's knowing what to do, whether to scramble, whether to throw, whether to force it in there, whether to slide, whether to take someone head on. I think those are the two biggest things for a quarterback: is leadership and decision making. And I think there are a lot of other things that are important, but I would consider those being the two most important.
Okay, I agree with that. But you realize a number of analysts would sit here right now and say, number one attribute is accuracy. You don't buy that?
Well, I think accuracy is very important because we play in a league where the windows are very tight, and you have to be able to put balls in there, and you have to be accurate, and you have to be able to, to make passes when the time is needed.
Okay, can you learn to be more accurate, or is it just God-given?
Well, I think a lot of things are God-given, but I think a lot of the abilities that God has given us we can continue to work on and continue to get better at, and that's what I go out every single day to work on. It's just going to improve on everything, from my footwork to accuracy to decision-making to my leadership to every single little aspect of the game. That's why we go to work every day, and that's why we consistently, I feel like we get better every week.
How much better of a passer can you become?
I feel like just being blessed with the coaches around me and their knowledge and their input, on my game. I feel like we just can continue to work and try to get better every single day.
Okay, that brings us to the man who runs your franchise, John Elway, Hall of Fame quarterback, who obviously, Tim, did not select you. He inherited you. And clearly, from week to week, he does not give you his blessing. Once again, yesterday, saying, not sold on you yet long term. How do you feel when you hear those comments from the man who runs your franchise?
Well, he's one of the best to ever play the game, and I'm honored to play for him and try to win games for him and Coach Fox and Mr. Bowen and everybody involved in this great organization. And he's done so much to build it that you want to go out there every game and try to win games and make this organization proud, and that's our goal every single time we step on the field.
So you don't think his comments are at all unfair to a young quarterback?
I honestly don't pay much attention, and I don't try to focus on anything that doesn't affect me personally and how I go out there every single day. So I'm just going to continue to work hard and focus on what I can control, and that's it.
Tim, I'm not convinced that your long-term future lies in Denver. For the sake of a lot of Bronco fans who love you, I hope I'm wrong about this, but can you tell me one thing the Broncos have shown you that leads you to believe that you're a long-term Denver Broncos starting quarterback?
Well, I just consider myself very blessed, and I thank the Lord every day that they gave me a chance to come into the National Football League and live out my dream every day, because it has been my dream to be an NFL quarterback since I was 6 years old. And I'm also very thankful that they give me an opportunity to be the starting quarterback for this organization. And I've had a blast living out my dream for the last 5 weeks, and I will continue to work as hard as I can to make this organization proud. And every time I step on the field, I will give everything I have, and I will leave everything I have on the field every single Sunday.
Have you seen or heard Jake Plummer's comments about you from a radio interview that he did in Phoenix yesterday?
No, I have not heard.
Okay, let us put those up for just a moment, and I'll read them. Obviously, Jake Plummer played for the Broncos before Tim Tebow, and he said to a radio station in Phoenix, we have it up? There we are. I think Tim's a winner, and I respect that about him. I think that when he accepts the fact that we know he loves Jesus Christ, then I think I'll like him a little better. I don't hate him because of that. I just would rather not have to hear that every single time he takes a good snap or makes a good handoff. Let's just say, Tim, that for the sake of argument, let's say you were sitting in a room with just Jake Plummer. What would you tell him about these comments that he made?
Well, first I would say, thank you for the compliment of calling me a winner. And then I'd also say, if you're married and you have a wife and you really love your wife, is it good enough to only say to your wife, I love her the day you get married? Or should you tell her every single day when you wake up and every opportunity? And that's how I feel about my relationship with Jesus Christ, is that it is the most important thing in my life. So anytime I get an opportunity to tell him that I love him or give him an opportunity to shout him out on national TV, I'm going to take that opportunity. And so I look at it as a relationship that I have with him, that I want to give him the honor and glory anytime I have the opportunity. And then right after I give him the honor and glory, I always try to give my teammates the honor and glory. And that's how it works, because Christ comes first in my life, and then my family, and then my teammates. And so, I respect, Jake's opinion, and I really appreciate his compliment of calling me a winner. But I feel like anytime I get the opportunity, to give the Lord some praise, he is due for it, because what he did for me and what he did on the cross for all of us. And so, I really appreciate his opinion, and I respect him, but I still will give, all the honor and glory to the Lord, because he deserves it.
That's very well said. So do you believe that the power and strength that you gain from your relationship with God gives you an edge on the football field?
Well, I think it's more than just what it can do for me on the football field. I think it just makes me who I am as a person. And I think it does help me on the football field, because it gives me a peace beyond all understanding, and it gives me a sense of comfort that I know that no matter what happens on the football field, win or lose, that God is in control and he has a plan for my life. And I think the greatest thing that it does is it gives me perspective, that I know that no matter what happens on the football field, that's not what defines my life. That's not what defines, Tim Tebow as a person. But what it does give me is it gives me a platform and an opportunity to try to be a great role model for this next generation, to try to make a difference, to try to be, the man that parents can look to their sons and say, there's someone that's trying to do it the right way. There's someone that's trying to stand up for character, strength, and honor. And there's someone that's trying to do what's right, do his best, and treat others the way he wants to be treated. And that's what I want to be. Is I want to be a great role model. I want to be someone like Danny Werfel was to me, and I want to be someone that makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, if all we're doing is winning or losing football games and scoring touchdowns, then we really haven't done a lot with our life. But if we're in the business of trying to encourage people, bring faith, hope, and love to those needing a brighter day in their darkest hour of need, which my mission statement on my foundation reads, then we're really doing something successful with our life. So I want to take the platform that football has given me and try to give back and try to make a difference and try to make this world a better place.
I appreciate that. Now, a lot of your critics are using what I think is a new buzzword about Tim Tebow. I hear he can't sustain this long term. They try to discredit or sort of undermine your 4 wins with, well, he can't keep this up. I believe you can. Can you right now convince me, Tim, that you will sustain this the rest of the year?
Well, that's not necessarily my job to convince you of it. It's my job to try to go out there and practice today and get a little bit better and be a great teammate and try to find a way to win this Sunday. But I'm not in the business of convincing people that I can be a quarterback. I just want to go out there and live my dream and play quarterback and be a quarterback. And I'm really thankful that the Broncos are giving me that opportunity.
So will you vow for me, the way you did after the Ole Miss loss at home, that you will win the AFC West, Tim Tebow?
No, sir. I will not vow for you that.
Come on, Tim. That's your convictions here.
I will say that we have a very competitive team, a very resilient team, a team that believes, and every time we step on that field, you will see us give everything we have, because that's just the character of this team.